Okay, so let us try to understand the supply logistics and supply chain management. Very first thing that we need to understand is the supply chain. The supply chain starts with the supplier, followed by the manufacturer, followed by the wholesaler or the distributor, followed by the retailer, followed by the customer. The supplier sends raw material to the manufacturer. The manufacturer, in turn, it sends the finished good or the final product to the wholesaler or the retailer. The wholesaler or the distributor sends the final product to the retailer, and the retailer in turn sends the same product to the customer. What we see here is that from left to right direction, there is the material movement. There is the material movement. And what also we observe is that left to right direction, from left to right direction, there is the cash movement because cash has to come and it would come from the customer. What we also see that in both the directions, there is one more thing which is needs to happen. That is the information flow. That is the information flow, which happens both the direction. The supplier needs to let uh, know that yes, what kind of material or the product is being supplied, and the customer needs to know as to what kind of purchase he is about to do. In this process, the supply side is where the supply is going to come. That is where the supply management come, and then there is the demand side through which the demand is going to get generated, which is again from the customer. If we look then from supplier to the customer is known as the upstream, is known as the upstream, and from customer to the supplier is known as the downstream. If we try to understand in this entire thing where it is logistics, so logistics is here. Logistics is basically the movement of goods. Logistics is basically the movement of goods. And we just write it, movement of goods or services. Now, what normally happens is you move the raw material, which moves from the supplier to the manufacturer. The manufacturer, again, it would move the material from the final product or final product to the warehouse or the distributor. And the distributor, the warehouse will again move the final product or services to the retailer and then reach the customer. To an extent, the customer, people are trying that they should directly buy from the manufacturer himself or they should skip the retailer. And that is where the different models come in. More or less, this particular kind of model is basically where we try and say that yes, this is a particular place part of the supply chain management where a manufacturing company is involved, to which there is logistics, and then there is material movement, cash movement, and the information flow, which is happening in the bi-directional space. There are plenty aspects pertaining to the logistics and supply chain management, and this particular diagram forms the basis of the logistics and supply chain management. So, thank you very much for being part of this small session.